Hello everyone and welcome to the Iwar Cosplay live stream. How are we all doing tonight? How is everybody? Thank you so much for coming to this incredibly cold stream. This is how cold it is. I don't know if my camera will pick this up, but oh yes it does. It is -2 degrees. It is currently -2 degrees here in the workshop. I have more gas. I finally have gas. Next to me here is my gas burner, and I have gas, and I've got it on. The one bar heater is going on one little gas bar heater. I'm going to try to savor this gas as much as I can. It's like the end times here in the workshop. It is so cold. What do you guys think of the background music, by the way? Got the background music going. I have I downloaded this amazing playlist that is now going to chill out in the back of my streams. It is a really nice like sort of vibey kind of background music, so while I chat to you guys and do stuff, so that way there's no what they call dead air. Dead air is when there's no music at all or no background music and I'm just like completely silent. So background music is here and it is pretty awesome. Welcome to everyone in the chat. Pinkthorn, hello, how are you doing? Full Power Creations, Nate the Chill Valhalla, my moderator for the night. Thank you so much. Artemis Blackfire, hello, welcome. We have a bit of a chill stream tonight. Thank you to everyone who voted on the Discord. Thank you so much. Everyone from my amazing Legionnaires subscriber Discord. Thank you so much. For joining in and subscribing. I'm being told by my wonderful moderator the music is very low. I didn't want it to be too loud, but if you guys are saying it's too quiet, I will up the volume and I'll see what you guys think. I really do want to play with the volume balances. I know I'm quite loud. I know this is an XLR studio microphone. I understand that. So let me know. I have turned it up, by the way, so I'm going to let that catch up. Let stream do its thing. Tell me if that works. Obviously I've got my moderator over here. I actually have chat tonight on my main monitor, and I have my wonderful moderator Nate the Chill Valhalla on the chat monitor currently, because I have some things set up differently tonight. So let's have a look. Okay. Nate, did you happen to set the chat into emote only mode again? Because it is currently in emote only mode. Would you be able to do me a favor and disable that? I would be very grateful if you could disable that for me. Thank you so much. In Twitch itself, if you could just go and turn off emote only mode, that would be very awesome of you. Because it is currently on emote only mode for some reason, and it shouldn't be. I don't have Twitch open currently. I only have my OBS open. So if you could turn that off for me in Twitch, that would be very awesome. You do have those powers. You are a moderator. Let me know when you've done that. I will chill here for a moment. If not, and you can't figure out how to do it, I shall jump over and see if I can do it myself. But it is the chat is currently in emote only mode, which it shouldn't be. For some odd reason, when we were chatting the other night, Nate the Chill Valhalla jumped onto the Twitch chat, and his phone immediately made all the settings change, and we're not sure why. So if you guys bear with me, I know. I didn't set Twitch to emote only. I only have OBS open. I can't do emote only on OBS. If you bear with me one moment, everybody, I shall try my best to rectify this issue. The one night Harry isn't here, things just go wrong. Come on, let's get this up and going. I have my chat here now. Chat, you are currently on the chat screen. I'm going to see if I can turn off emote only mode. Artemis Blackfire is having a hell of a time. So in the chat settings. Also, Nate, I thought you'd be able to do the chat settings. I thought you'd be able to turn off emote only mode. Yes, and then show moderate actions. Yeah, everything's fine. Shield mode is off. Good. There we go, everyone. Emote only mode is now disabled. I don't know why that happened. I didn't turn that on. So that's interesting. Nate has just sent me a picture. Oh, apparently I did do it. Interesting. But are you telling me, Nate, that you aren't able to disable it either? Only if they're... No, they're full moderators. They should be full moderators. I made sure to make them full moderators that they could fuck around with Twitch if they wanted to. But anyway, he's just found it. There you go. It's fine. It's fine. It's not a problem. In the actual chat itself, you'll have a little settings icon, or in your moderator panel, you'll be able to do it there. But Nate has found it, so Nate knows how to do it now. Apologies for that, everyone. As always, stream's always a little bit scuffed at the start, but I have some weird news. Actually, since this is a chill stream, I can chat a lot more. I've got some stuff I want to show you too, by the way. There's a lot of stuff, including this here. There's a lot of stuff. I'm just blind. It's fine, Nate. It's fine. So, interesting bit of information for you. I had my streaming PC up at the house. Actually, I take it up to the house every night, as you know. But what I normally do is I just plug it in to power to keep the motherboard battery going, because the motherboard battery is not great. And I had it just sat there, but I needed to work on it a little bit. I needed some bits and bobs. I needed to sort some stuff out on it. So I took it upstairs into my loft, and I plugged it into a tiny-ass little monitor that I've got, and a secondary mouse and keyboard that I have just laying around upstairs for when I used to repair PCs and stuff back in today. And I booted up the PC. I got it started, and I was getting it running, and I noticed that OBS was just loading really quickly, and everything was changing, and I was moving panels, and it was really, really quick, and I couldn't figure out why. So I opened Task Manager, get Task Manager up, and you look, Cole. Yeah, dude, it's -2 here from what the thermostat out. Well, the thermometer or whatever outside, including what my phone says. It's -2 currently. It could be colder. I'm not sure, but I have my gas heater running. It's okay. But I had my PC running, and I was so confused about why it was running so quickly, and I thought it might be something to do with maybe me plugging some stuff in. It might be slowing down with the amount of stuff I plug. Because the amount of tech I have plugged into my PC. All the USB ports are full. It's unreal. Plus Bluetooth. I've got Bluetooth for the headphones and stuff. The little USB dongle for the Bluetooth and stuff. All the USB ports are full except for one on the front panel. There's two on the front panel USBs, and one of them is for the Bluetooth. The other one is empty. And I was just and I couldn't figure out why it was running so well. So what I decided to do is I came down to the workshop very early after work. I came home, got out the van, like said hi to everyone in the house, like closed up and everything. Came down to the workshop with all my gear, set everything up, as you guys always know. I set everything up. Plugged the PC into just power and the internet and a mouse and keyboard and a singular monitor, and turned it on and started OBS, and it ran fine. No, it didn't run at 100% utilization like it has been recently. So I was so confused. So I've been slowly plugging stuff into it. The SLR, plugging in the Go XLR, plugging the Stream Deck, plugging in my other monitors and stuff, and trying to figure out why. So I shut down OBS, started it back up again, and it's been running perfectly fine. The mystery completely, it blows my mind, because it's running beautifully right now. It's running so well that I've got a little surprise for you guys in a bit. Even though this is a chill stream, I'm going to be doing a little bit of stuff just to show you guys, because I actually, believe it or not, as much as I can talk and talk and talk, I actually don't have much to talk about. I've told you guys most of what I'm doing, so I didn't want to bore the hell out of everybody. So Norwegian Viking Gaming, hello. Also, yes, mod love, love the mods, love you guys, love the mods. You guys are amazing. Without you guys, I won't be able to sort things out or have a laugh, so it's fine. So. By the way, what are the vibes in the background good? Is the music good in the background? I know I've already asked once, but now that the volume's been turned up, is it all good? It's all gravy. I love the music in the background. Yeah, so the PC is currently running better than it has been since my first stream back. So 3 streams. This is the 4th stream, I think, and it's running beautifully. It's running incredibly chill. And I'm not sure why. I was worried that I might have bumped it and like a stick of RAM slightly came out or something, because I did open it the other day and pushed the RAM, like made sure the RAM was settled, make sure the GPU was settled. I checked everything, made sure there was nothing, because I have to carry the PC up and down. It does occasionally get bumped a little bit, not a lot, but it's still, you know, it's a computer in the end. It is sensitive equipment, you know, it's a sensitive equipment. Norwegian Viking Gaming is, I'm making myself ready for work. Well, I hope you have an amazing day at work. I hope well, you're saying Norwegian Viking Gaming. I wonder what the temperature is with you, because it is fucking cold here. It's 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees C with full power creations, and it's -2 here currently. I don't know if you can see that. It is very, very cold. I'm actually, my fingers are hurting, but I have my gloves on. I have my one bar heater. My right leg is on fire. It's so hot. My right leg is just burning right now. Anyway, so other than that, the PC is running beautifully. Everything seems to be running super smooth. I managed to set up the stream really quickly and really easily. I was like, I'm cool with this. I'm totally cool with this. If you just keep working like this until January, February time, then I'll be good. Because as you guys know, I am looking to upgrade this thing, but I'm gonna wait a little bit for now, because it's working currently. So let's just do this. It's 0 degrees Celsius. Oh, it is cold. And I tell you what, I have been thinking, obviously you guys know over the Christmas period I'm going to be taking a break. I'm not going to be streaming over the Christmas period. When I say the Christmas period, I know it's December now, but I'm talking like from the 19th to like the 31st, you know, until New Year's. I won't be streaming then. But I do have some good news from the 13th, which is a Tuesday, and Friday the 16th, because Friday the 16th will be my last stream until the new year, because obviously I'm taking a break over Christmas. But the 19th is going to be a very special stream, and I'm going to have, I think it's the 19th. Let me just confirm, because I'm really bad with dates. Sorry. The 16th will be my last date. The 16th of December will be my last stream until the new year. So I'm only taking a little break. I'm only taking like a week and 3, 4, 5. I'm only taking a week and 6 days. A week and 6 days break, just for the Christmas holidays, just so I can celebrate Christmas with my family and my girlfriend and her family and such. So I want to make sure that you guys know that. Obviously, I'll be posting this, but since you're here in chat now, I might as well tell you. Now, let's carry on a little bit. This is a chill stream. I'm just chilling. You have to work on the 25th of December. Pinkswan, I am so sorry. I have a shift on Christmas Eve on the 24th, which is a Saturday, unfortunately, and I hate working Christmas Eve. I'm not keen on working Saturdays in general, but Christmas Eve and it's a Saturday. It's just a double fuck, really, but it's the way it is. But anyway, I want to show you guys something. How many of you are here when I did the Lasgun stream? Wait, you can't use the stream as an excuse to escape the problem found. I mean, I could. I'll tell you this, right? I'll tell you this before I go on. I'll tell you this. I was actually last Tuesday, which was, I think it was the build stream. Was it the build stream? I tell you what, I'm not sure whether it was the Joy of Chaos or a build stream, but I was doing that, and I got asked to go out and do a job. I got asked to go out and help somebody with my old man. My old man wanted to go out and do a job and help some people out and whatever. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, wait, hold on, that's a Tuesday. What time will we be back? He's like, oh, late. And I was like, oh, then I can't. I'm streaming. You know, I can do up to a certain time, and then I'll have to come home and set up stream. Because you have no idea, by the way, how religiously I want to keep to this. I want to keep to Tuesday and Friday as best as I can. If I do a Wednesday stream or a Thursday stream, they're going to just be bonus streams. They're going to be like, oh, cool, it's a bonus. He's streaming tonight as well. And obviously I'll post that up. But every Tuesday and every Friday, I'm determined to stream. Obviously, like I said, I'm taking a break from the 16th will be my last stream on Friday, so I'll be taking a break until the new year. And then I'll be back, hopefully, January 3rd onward. I'll be back doing streaming and stuff after the Christmas break. Alfhild Windrunner, how are the booties going? Alfhild Windrunner, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is currently working on some amazing armor, and she's been taking some advice and stuff from yours truly. which is a bad idea. No, I'm joking. It's not a bad idea. But she has been taking some advice from yours truly on building the suits that she is building currently, and they're doing incredibly well. Seriously, you are doing fantastic. I saw your adorable video where you were stomping with them. It was really awesome. I like the wellies, by the way. The wellies are good. Wellies are an amazing touch because they work so well. They work so well. So welcome, Alfield Windrunner. Welcome. But like I was saying, I couldn't go do this job because I wanted to stream. That's how dedicated I am. I really want to focus on doing streams every Tuesday and Friday. I want to do streams. Now, I'm not going to have something to do every time. I know for a fact I'm not going to have something to do every time, but I am going to try my best. And if I have a little job that he's doing, or a little bit of painting that he's doing, or something that he's doing, I'm going to try and save it for stream. Because if I can save it for stream and do it on stream,
the fourth Legion's
all the better.
Grows stronger.
Full Power Creations, thank you so much for gifting a tier 1 sub to Alfield Windrunner. Thank you so much. My sub goal's at 37. Genuinely, we are so close to our goal of 50, and I'm really grateful for it. I'm so happy. You've gifted 18 subs to the channel, Full Power Creations. You are absolutely crazy. Seriously, you are crazy. I love it. Thank you so much, my dude. From one brother to another, thank you so much. We are fellow Space Marines. We are battle brothers through and through. So thank you so much for that, dude. Really appreciate it. Love your work. If you guys haven't already, can we get a shout out, Mr. Nate the Chill Valhalla? Can we get a shout out for Full Power Creations? If you can get the link to his Instagram, actually, if you can get a link to his Instagram, the people in chat who haven't seen Full Power Creations, his equipment, seriously, his incredible work. I've interviewed him, and he is amazing. I'm a giver. I love that you're a giver. You are a legend, is what you are. You are a legend, honestly. Maybe we can take a co-stream next year. That would be awesome. Yes, that would be awesome. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for the shout out, Nate of the Chovahan. That is his Twitch as well. But if you can also go and grab his Instagram link, that would be awesome. If you can go to Instagram and grab Full Power Creations' link, I'd really appreciate that. Share the love. But yes, so like I said, I'm trying to focus on streaming every Tuesday, every Friday. I think that'd be fantastic. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to try my best to provide interesting content and fun content. Now, occasionally, there will be streams like this, which are chill streams. But I do have stuff planned tonight as well, so don't worry. I actually planned something just before the stream. That's how sort of close shave it was. But yeah, there we go. The Instagram link for Full Power Creations. Thank you so much, Mr. Nate the Chill Valhalla. You are a legend. For those of you who weren't here, I have been busy not repairing, but doing maintenance work on my Deathcore of Krieg lasgun. Now, I'm going to hit the microphone at some point. I can see it happening. But I've been doing maintenance on my Deathcore of Krieg lasgun. And things have been going really well with this. And I've had this a while now. Let me just check. I'm just checking my chair because the burner is actually getting very hot. I might need to move it away a little bit in a bit. So I've been working on this, adding some details and stuff and painting because a lot of paint and stuff had come off. I've also, that piece that came off here, remember I told you guys there was a little piece here that came off? I've re-glued that as well, so that needed re-gluing. But as many of you know, I fixed the flash hider. There you go. Look, and I also put a brand new coat of red on the on the tip there. So that flash hider is brand new. Look at how nice that flash hider looks. I'm genuinely proud of that flash hider. It looks so damn good. Look at it, it's so shiny. I tried my best to make it two-tone, and I think that's worked really well. I really like the way it looks. So that's the flash hider, and the foam is solid. The foam is so solid on this. There's not a single crease on it, but that won't last long. I can assure you that won't last long. This is going to have some creases and some dents and stuff in it eventually, but it is my Deathcore of Krieg lasgun. This is it. I love this gun. This gun is awesome. I've worked very hard at this thing. As you guys know, I built two. I built one for Nerd Princess Frankie, and she has number one. She has numero uno. Pinkthorn says foam goals. Oh, I really appreciate it. Thank you, Pinkthorn. I really appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. It's taken me a while. It's taken me a long time to get to where I am now. But I'm not that good, because if you go to Instagram and see Full Power Creations, you'll see work that's 10 times, if not 100 times better than yours truly. But I try my best. I try my best. I do my own work, and I really do hope that I can get better and better each time. So I really, really hope I can just improve and improve and improve every time I do. Every time I do something really, really awesome, like a Krieg lasgun, I'll build 2 of them. The chainswords, for example. Oh my god, the chainswords! I don't know if I've told you guys. If you haven't checked out my my Facebook recently, or Battle Ready Cosplay Props and Costumes, you guys might not have seen. But all 3 chainswords are gone. I am sold out. 2 have gone to Canada, and 1 is going to Brighton. So I'm really, really happy with that. Well, I say they've gone to Canada and good thing. 1 has gone to Canada, like officially. I've packed up and gone, but I ran out of cardboard, so I've packed up the other one. I got cardboard from work the other day. I've packed them up. I actually need to take them to the post office tomorrow. Those then, 1 will be going to Canada, 1 will be going to Brighton. So that'll be awesome, and I cannot wait to see the new owners paint them up. And once they've painted them up, I'm really excited to see what they do with them, whether they hang them up on their walls, whether they add them to their cosplay armory, or whether they use them for a cosplay. I'm just really excited to see what they do with them, and I'm going to ask each of them if and when they paint their chainswords and get them all looking awesome, that they send me some photos. I'd really, really like to see the photos of that. Speaking of people sending me photos, I'm still waiting on some photos from a customer who bought my gas mask pattern from Etsy. Nate, would you throw up my links? Would you throw up my... Thank you so much. Oh my god, Nate, I literally just this second asked, and you've already thrown it up. You're a legend. Yeah, there you go. Nate has thrown it up there. He's a legend. Yeah, he's going to send me the pictures of the gas mask that he made, and he said it's going really well, and that the video was a very, very handy tutorial. So I'm really happy that the tutorial was as clear as it was. So that's made me very happy. So because I was so worried, it was 6 hours to film a video that was ended up being 2 hours long, and yeah, it was crazy. So glad my armor is now foam, though. We'll be going back to Warbler. So, honestly, I'm so glad you've done foam. It's going to be a lot easier and a lot more lightweight on you. It's going to be a lot, it's going to be better on you. Don't get me wrong, foam can be heavy. The Space Marine weighs half a ton, and he's made of foam, but he also has some metal parts and stuff like that. But well, once I get my motivation back, we'll see what level I'm starting from. Well, honestly, Pinkthorn, baby steps. Take your time. Ease your way back into it. You'll be fine. Foam has taken over my house. Oh no, has it really? I'm not gonna lie to you, I have more foam than sense here, so it is crazy. But I always stock up on foam. The reason I've stocked up on foam is because sometimes I've gotten this incredible urge to do a prop or start a cosplay, and I don't have the foam. Well, now I have no issues with that. I always have foam. Mostly what I run out of these days is 2mm. I have a sheet and a half of 5mm left, so I actually need to order some 5mm soon. But I do have some 5mm, but 2mm is what I'm running out of. I actually need to order like 4 or 5 rolls of 2mm in different densities soon. Nate has put exclamation mark links. I think if I'm right, it's not exclamation marks links. I'm not sure which one it is. If you go into that the document I've sent you with all the there's moderator things in that document I've sent you. There should be there if you're looking to do that. I actually don't remember myself. This is why I have moderators, because I forget, and then they have a document that I made for them which has all the, But baby steps, honestly, Pinkthorn, baby steps. You'll get there. Everyone does. I've had crashes and stuff where I've not done. It's just, oh, it's not. I was trying to be fun. Oh, right. Okay, fair enough. Sorry, Nate. My apologies. But yeah, so the lasgun. I'm really happy with how the lasgun looks. I'm really happy with how things are going. But speaking of props and stuff like that, 2 seconds. Let me just need to move my monitors back a little bit. There we go. So just speaking of props and stuff like that, I have something really cool to show you guys. So here's what's really cool is I have, as you guys know, I use Lightburn to make all my props and stuff, and I use thank you, Nate, you're a legend. I was trying to I tried to make props and stuff on my laser cutter as best as I can. Now obviously there are some things you can't do. For example, I'll grab the las gun again. There's stuff you can't do, like the barrels. These are PVC pipe and they'll always be PVC pipe for me. So these I can't do on the laser, obviously, because they're PVC pipe, but everything else I can do on the laser. There are some things I can, there are some things I can't. There are some things that you can do on the laser, but you shouldn't, because it's not strong enough. I tried originally the trigger guard here. I cut that out of 5mm foam, and it didn't work very well. So what I did was I cut it out of a stiffer 5mm foam, which is what this is, and it's much sturdier. It still wobbles and still bends because it is 5mm, but it's way sturdier than the P60 stuff I was using because it was too soft. Whereas all of this is quite solid foam. A lot of this I cut on my bandsaw as well, in terms of like keeping straight lines and stuff like that. I can use my bandsaw, but the laser does most of the work. Now the reason I'm talking about my laser so much is because of this. I, just before stream, for £50, because I'll tell you why in a moment, but for £50 bought another key for Lightburn, because I've used all three of mine. So I bought a key for Lightburn, and check this out. I have just realized that my microphone isn't on that scene, so I have to do that now. Here's me thinking I was done. Here's me like, yeah, I've set that scene up properly. I must have set that scene up properly. It's all done. But yeah, it turns out no. I had not set that scene up properly. But it's the way it is. It's the way it is. Let me just adjust this. There we go. Boom. As if by magic. As if by magic, it is now fixed. There we go. Hello, everyone. Hello, it's corner me. I'm in the corner. This, hey, Steph Sketches. Welcome, welcome, welcome. That is indeed a big poo-poo. Yes, indeed, shotgunny. This is Lightburn. I now have Lightburn on my streaming PC. That's how well behaved the streaming PC is being. I am running Streamlabs OBS. I'm running Discord, not the web version, the actual software of Discord. I've got chat running. I've got multiple files open. I've got the Stream Deck software, the GoXLR software. I have the Canon software going, and I also have Lightburn going, and the PC is handling it like a dream. Famous last words. Get ready to clip that, because if this all goes tits up and the PC crashes, then... Because I haven't tested Lightburn on stream. I've tested it just here and getting it all set up, but I've not actually streamed. So, you know. Alfred Renner got to disappear. My phone is on 3%. Bye, Aura. Bye, Alfred. Bye. Thank you so much for popping by. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for popping around. I really appreciate when people come around and say hi. Come around and say hi. Have a cup of tea with the Iron Warrior. So here on Lightburn, I'm hoping this works well. This right here, this image that you're seeing, hold on, let me actually zoom out a little bit. This here is, it is struggling a little bit. I'll tell you what, it's struggling a little bit. There's a little bit of a struggle here, but as long as we're careful, it's okay, as long as we're careful. This here is a Deathcore of Krieg shotgun. And this belongs to a very nice friend of mine called Michael. And for those of you who don't know, Michael is the Deathcore of Krieg that bought the very first chainsword I made. He bought the very first one. He is the one in the TikToks receiving the chainsword and holding it up in the air. He's the one, both of us are dressed up as Deathcore of Krieg at MCM London. And we're both chatting to each other. That is the Deathcore of Krieg that I chatted to. Now, he was kind enough, ignore the tape measure because we did it a different way, but he was kind enough to send me multiple photographs multiple angles. He was even kind enough to jump on a video call with me and allow me to tell him all the measurements I wanted. And I got all the measurements in millimeters, and I put them all together on a piece of paper, and I drew a picture of the gun, and then in the end I took this image of the gun that he sent me, and I drew all the patterns and stuff like that. So I managed to make this. This is my upcoming Deathcore of Krieg laser file. So this will be the Deathcore of Krieg shotgun that I'm making. Now, obviously, some things are PVC pipe, some things aren't. So a lot of it's going to be foam. Now, a lot of it, the internal structure, is actually going to be like metal bars, because I like to use soft metal bars or steel. I use steel sometimes. I used steel in the stock of my Deathcore of Krieg lasgun, but for Frankie I used aluminium because I was looking for lightness for hers, because I knew she'd be carrying it around. I didn't want it to be too heavy for her. So mine's got a steel bar in it, hers has got aluminium. I use metal bars and stuff to sort of stiffen the stock, give it the strength and the durability that you need, but also it becomes part of the entire weapon. As well as the PVC pipes and the other pieces as well. Now, here's what I love about this is I'm in Lightburn currently. You guys can see the mouse and everything, I hope. Let me just see if I can actually, because I know Lightburn is sort of it. Well, Lightburn isn't struggling, but the PC is struggling a little bit, I think. Oh, it's actually not too bad. So this here, do you know what I'll do? Let me actually. Sorry, like I said, the PC is struggling a little bit, so it's not an issue. It's just having a bit of a hard time. There we go. Move that down. I just have to be slower, I think. Yeah, I just have to be a lot slower with it. That's not a problem. So here, let's see if I can get it to behave. There we go. Right, here is the stock pattern. Now, I've used the reference images and the measurements that I've gotten. I've also used some reference images from the World Wide Web. Hold on, this is not behaving. There we go, from the World Wide Web. And the way I do it is that stock, this outer piece here, this will get cut out of foam on my laser. Now, on my Deathcore of Krieg lasgun, the stock here, let me actually... Apologies for that. Let me show you the Deathcore of Krieg lasgun here. This stock here is made out of 4 pieces of 10mm foam. So, to get the shape and stuff, I just cut out 4 identical pieces. And to get it all rounded and smooth to make it look like an actual stock, I used a belt sander. And the belt sander is what gives it the defined shape and everything. So I'll be doing the same with this. It'll be once again 4 pieces of 10mm foam. Make sure I go back to the right one now. Hold on. Ha 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 ha. There we go. So it'll be 4 pieces of 10mm foam. And they'll be stacked together to make the stock. Now, you're probably wondering now, what is this red line inside? Well, like I was telling you guys, I use metal bars, aluminium usually. Currently, I'm using stainless steel threaded bar because I found a bunch of them, all different diameters, all different thicknesses, all the same lengths, but all the lengths I needed. In different shapes and sizes for different things. I have some thin ones if I want to make some thin props but put some supports in it. I've got some thicker ones for making stocks, for example. So things like that. And I want to utilize that more as part of the actual body of the internal structure and the body of the gun. Now, on my... I'm going to be coming back to the lasgun a lot, but on my Deathcore Krieg lasgun, like I've explained before, the metal bar is the exact same shape as this. It follows the contours here, comes up, goes straight along here, up into here, but it goes inside the gun. It ends around here, and then the bottom one ends around in here, and then the PVC pipes take over, and then there's fillings that I make foam disc fillings that go inside the PVC pipes, and they all get glued in, like permanently glued in. Then I drill holes and I can attach it all together. And the best thing about the metal pipes is, the metal bars is if the bars aren't straight or anything, I can take them out, put them in my vise, bend them a bit, put them back together until the gun is straight. I have to do a lot of that kind of work with the las guns, for example. So that's the stock. So I'll cut 2 plain stocks out. So those are the 2 outer pieces. So they'll have nothing on them, just plain pieces of foam. Let me actually might as well just do it like this. So there you go. So they'll look like that. So I'll have 2 of these, and then I'll have another 2 with the red lines inside it. Now the red lines aren't accurate. They're not, as you can see, they're all wibbly wobbly and whatever. They're just guides in terms of I know what piece is what. Now, normally I would just put an X or something on it, but I actually like these lines as a guide for my router, because what I'll do is I'll take the router and I'll run the router at a very shallow depth on both pieces. And then when you put them together, there's a nice trench all the way in the middle. Krieg trench. There's a nice trench all the way up in the middle. Now, what I do then is I take that over to the metalworking side of the workshop, and I'll take the metal bar and I'll bend the metal bar perfectly in half so it's almost touching itself, and then I open it back up where I need it, and I'll make the shape of the stock in the metal bar, leaving enough sticking out the front. I don't cut any of it. I use the entire length of bar. The whole thing gets used, because that becomes part of the structure. The PVC pipes with the infills and the pieces of foam I put inside, they become part of the structure. Everything in the end will become part of the actual gun. Then all the details and panels and stuff go over it. Then you've got a fully functioning weapon. Well, what's really cool about it is, with the las gun, once again going back to the las gun, with the las gun, it's so strong I can hold it by the stock. That's what I love about this gun. The metal bars go into here, the PVC pipes, it all becomes one piece, so you get a solid weapon. Now, obviously, you can only hold it so much by that, because obviously, you know, your hand gets tied, but it's super, super sturdy, and that's what I love about it. Now, I have a habit of doing that. Back in the day, I had a habit of doing that too much. I actually had a habit of way over-engineering something. Like, I would over-engineer it to the point where it would be so heavy, it would make no sense, it'd be difficult to manufacture, the time would be crazy going into it. So I stopped. I decided instead that I would, ease back, take my time with these things, and slowly work my way into, like, a better way of manufacturing things that isn't going to, absolutely break the bank or take every last bit of spare time I have. Because with the for example, with the chainswords, for example, let's go back to the main cam. With the chainswords, for example, I can fit 3 of those on the laser cutter. And what goes inside them, believe it or not, I actually have one here. This was unplanned. But inside is just a really nice wooden dowel. This, obviously, you can't quite see the total length of it, but this is what's inside the chainswords. This is all that's inside it. But I have structural pieces that I've made on the laser that fit the diameter of this, and they slide on. And there are pictures. I can't get them right now because I don't want to risk doing too much with the PC, but there are pieces of foam that I put in, and they sit there. And then when I put the side panels on, those hold the side panels, and then hot glue does a lot of the work. But then once this is in, once this dowel is in, not only do you have an incredibly lightweight chainsword, these things are super lightweight. These things are super lightweight. Once you have these in, you have a super lightweight chainsword, but super strong as well. These things are so strong. But then you have the support, the internal structure. You know for a fact that nothing's going to fall apart, nothing's going to come apart, it's not just going to randomly disintegrate. The only thing with the chainswords that could possibly come off is the teeth, because they are just little, they are just little foam pieces, like 10mm foam teeth that I then Dremel a little bit and then contact cement on. If they catch in somebody's cosplay or you pull them across something, yeah, guaranteed some of them are going to tear off. There's no doubt about that. In the end, you are just talking foam. Nate the Chill Valhallan has linked something. No way. Have you actually? Did you actually go and find it? Dude, I'd be over the moon if you have. I'm risking it by opening this link. I am risking it bad right now. Dude, you are such a legend. I can't believe you just did that. You're an absolute legend. Those are the supports. Those are the internal supports. They might not look like much, but they all get contact cemented in and then they get hot glued in. And believe you me, when that chainsword goes together, it ain't going anywhere. It is a very strong chainsword, and it's very awesome. And it's cosplay safe, it's con safe, it's super lightweight, and super awesome. Thank you so much, dude. Seriously. Lost teeth is just battle damage. You could also say that. There's a total of 20 teeth per chainsword. I cut 20 teeth, and I made a little spacer guide out of foam. It's got lines and it's got written on it, don't throw away. And I use that as a little guide to space them out as I'm doing them, and then I mark them all, and then I contact cement them. It's great. The teeth take a while. The teeth take the longest out of most of the build, then the engine takes the longest after that. But the teeth take a while to build. But anyway, so I actually haven't got a button mapped to my my Stream Deck for this, so I have to click back to it. But so with that now, you then have the rest of the gun. You have the rest of the gun that goes together like that, and it all fits together beautifully. Now, a lot of this is going to be PVC, a lot of it's going to be foam. But for example, this piece here, the barrel, PVC, easy. These little pink pieces, they aren't to scale, and they aren't the pieces I'll be cutting out. Those are just there to tell me that there's going to be something there. Those are like, let's see if we can see them in the image. If there is one, does he have them in the? Yeah, see those little bands there? They're like little metal bands, like brass. They're like little brass bands that you can put on for the barrel. Those I'll just do out of 2mm, you know. The barrel itself with the hole in it, that is 100% going to be made out of foam. Really easy too, because as you guys know, the flash hider, or whatever you want to call it, the muzzle brake, or whatever you want to call this piece that goes on the end of a Krieg las gun, as you can see, it's flat, but when you fold it over, it becomes a three-dimensional object and looks really good, and it goes on the end of a, it goes on the end of a las gun. This one, for example, goes on the end of a las pistol. But yeah, what sort of music do they play? A brass band. Pink thought you're funny. So with that one though, it's just going to be a flat piece of foam with 2 holes in it. I just have to make sure I get the measurements right. So what I do, and you're going to love this, I don't like to waste foam. I have this crappy, like the foam that they wrapped my foam in to transport it and stuff. I use that sometimes on the laser as like scrap foam to test out pieces and scaling and stuff. But what I like to use is I just take sheets of paper. My laser can now cut out paper. My old laser couldn't. It just didn't work very well. But drum, mag, and bass, yes. So I use paper, and when I fold it over, I'll sellotape it together and I'll test fit it onto things. And if it's not right, I'll physically use a pair of scissors and cut a piece off, and I'll take a little bit off and glue it together. Then I'll measure that final paper piece, edit it in Lightburn, for example. Hold on. Edit it in Lightburn, and then I can use that then for the end product. I can use that, then I can laser cut it out of 5mm, fold it over, glue it together, bish bash bosh, on it goes. This piece here, this little tiny piece that goes on the end of the barrel here, I'll probably cut that out of a little piece of PVC, just to make it look a bit cooler. Could be foam, might do foam, I don't know. This little piece here, that'll definitely be stacks of 10mm foam. This little piece here, that'll be PVC pipe, but that will probably, realistically, travel further than where it is currently. It'll probably travel through the gun a bit further. It'll probably travel to about there. That'll actually probably go through a lot of stuff as support. But remember what I've been telling you about this piece here, the piece that comes from the stock. That metal bar doesn't actually end, doesn't end where I've put it here. That will actually end way further in the gun. It'll probably end more about here. the top one, and the bottom one will probably end about here. But you can make it so that this drum mag here, this actual drum mag in the middle here, as much as that's going to have detail on it, the top piece here where the shotgun shell would go in, the top one where it's actually in line to fire, that there will probably be full of foam. It'll probably be a PVC pipe with some foam in it, because I'll probably have this PVC pipe come all the way through. This PVC pipe will probably come through the entire gun. Now, like I said, Lightburn even, does work a lot better than this usually, but the PC is struggling a little bit because it is doing a lot. I don't blame it. It's a good PC. So this will probably come in a bit further, you know, so that'll add as like the main part of the gun. This, once all these come together and then the drum mag goes on, this thing is going to be solid. It's going to be sturdy. Now, moving on to the drum mag, he was nice enough to let me measure out. Let me just delete that, actually. There we go. He let me measure out the barrels and stuff. Now, I was shocked to hear that the 3D printed Krieg shotgun that he has is missing 2 or 3 on the mag. So, because I looked up on the Lexicanum about the Deathcore Krieg shotgun and stuff, and it tells you how many rounds it's got. Well, this is how many it should have. It has 8. I think his has 6, 5 or 6, I think. So this is what it's going to be, and I've decided that I'm going to do it all out of PVC pipe, but I'm going to get PVC pipes and put them into a circle jig. I'm going to make a jig, make them a perfect circle. They are all going to get glued together. They're all going to get very heavily glued with PVC pipe cement and stuff. I'm going to fill the inside with foam, as in like circles of foam that I'm going to stack together and then insert and then glue that in. So the drum mag itself is going to be so solid. It's going to be an integral part of the entire Krieg shotgun. So the Deathcore Krieg shotgun is going to be my next build for the Deathcore of Krieg. As you can see, it's still the way this is laid out. You might think, oh, cool, that's pretty much like done. He's got the shape and everything. Looks like a gun. There's so much more work to do with this. This is barely through. But this, at least all the measurements are right. So once this goes together, there'll be a little bit of discrepancies. Maybe the stock will be a bit longer. Maybe the barrels will be a bit longer. Yada yada. You know, maybe the actual the drum mag maybe will be a bit bigger than the 3D printed one that Michael has given me all the measurements and stuff for. But I can assure you, it will look the correct scale. It's not going to look too small. It's not going to look too big. It's going to look pretty decent. So let me just pop back to here. So can I ask, what are you guys thinking of my little Lightburn setup here, so I can show you guys like how I put stuff together? I really hope you guys are enjoying this, because I know I am. I'm having a blast showing you, because this is the first time I've ever actually done anything like this. And if you ask Nate the Chill Valhallan, I actually set this up just before stream. I actually bought the key, £50 the key cost, and it was all thanks to you guys in chat. Full Power Creations, everyone who has gifted subs, anyone who's donated bits, anyone who has subscribed. It's all thanks to you guys, because without you guys, Twitch wouldn't have paid me recently. Twitch paid me recently, and when I say recently, Twitch paid me literally today. I was over the moon. I was driving home and I got an email. So obviously I got home. I was like, oh, I got an email. Clicked it and was like, let's have a look. Looked at it and I was like, oh, Twitch had paid me. All thanks to you guys, seriously. And you have no idea how much that's helped me. That's helped me out more than you know. Not just buying Lightburn to show you guys the stuff I'm doing, but honestly, it has helped me a lot more than you could imagine. I'm not going to get too into it, but it's helped me a lot, and it's helped me more than you think. So I want to say thank you so much to everyone who has helped me out, everyone who's gifted subs, everyone who's followed, liked, subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Footbar Creations, a large laser is the next tool I buy. Good to see. Awesome. Dude, I really, really hope that you get a laser. Any help, any advice, any help with files and stuff, you give me a shout, dude. I am here to help. You have been a big help. You've gifted so many subs. I really appreciate it. So anything you need, man, you give me a shout. I'm happy to help you out to the best of my knowledge. The Galactic Elephant, praise be unto him. Praise be unto you all back from work. Let me just check in work. Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for coming. I really, really appreciate it, Galactic Elephant. You are an absolute legend. I like you saying good afternoon and it's 9 p.m. here in the UK. Oh, I love it. He's starting to tick his foam addiction. He's starting to kick his foam addiction. Oh, he's starting to kick his foam addiction. I like that. So another little project that I have not started. I've got 2 reference images, but I've not started it yet, and I'm not going to. This isn't going to be the next build. The next build is the Deathcore of Krieg shotgun. But this, yeah, what do you think? Yeah, Krieg grenade launcher, right? What the hell do you think? It is so awesome looking. I'm very, very excited to have a go at doing this, because the size of the barrel, I'm not even sure I'm going to get a piece of PVC pipe that big. I might have to go a different type of pipe for that, and it's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. This thing is going to be so fun to build, because it's not big, but it's not small, but it's chunky. It's quite chunky. So I'm really liking it. So I'm very excited to get this thing done. I have the 3D file for that. Awesome, dude. See, that's the thing. I can't do 3D files. Let me actually, you know, let's switch back to main cam because this is PVC waste pipe. Good, Nate. I can't do 3D printing. Now, when I say 3D, I know I can't do 3D printing. My grenade on my Space Marines belt is 3D printed. That was a gift. The fingers of the Power Fist, they had to be 3D printed. Well, not had to be, but I wanted them 3D printed. That's why I treat the Power Fist like a child. I treat it as delicately as possible. I try to treat it as if it's going to disintegrate any second. So I try to make sure I look after that. But I personally, I just can't do 3D printed. Now, don't get me wrong. When I was talking to somebody a while ago about making the Deathcore of Krieg lasgun, they were like, because I was having trouble, believe it or not. I was having trouble designing this. Because I wasn't very good at Lightburn at the time, but I was having trouble designing this. And getting it right. And I was having a bit of issue. I was having a fair few issues with it. And he recommended, he was like, why don't we 3D print you one? And we'll put it on there. I was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I tell you why. I can't tell you how many times the tip of this lasgun has gone, when it's gone into the van, it's hit something, or it's hit the back of the van, or it's fallen forward onto the tip, or I've taken it out of the van and the tip is like bent completely forward, or like it's been bent completely back and it's had a lot of, like, you know, a lot of wear and tear and stuff. I just can't see the tip of the Deathcore of Krieg lasgun lasting very long. Now, don't get me wrong, Yanovich has made the whole thing, a fully 3D printed lasgun, a Deathcore of Krieg lasgun, fully 3D printed. He modeled it himself, he put it together himself, it has a bayonet and everything, and it's awesome. But God, do I worry about 3D printed stuff. Now, here's an interesting story time with Iron Warrior Cosplay. I was at MCM London with Steph the first time we went, and that was in May of this year, and we went together. We saw 4 props, I think, all 3D printed, break. Now, I'm not saying those 4 props break, therefore, ergo, everything 3D printed will break. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying we saw 4 props break. And it was so heartbreaking to see. A Mandalorian helmet fell to pieces because he dropped it and it shattered into 1,000 pieces. A gun split into 3 pieces. That it broke. Somebody dropped a staff and the head broke because it was completely 3D printed. A bunch of stuff broke. Then MCM London October, we saw a Stormtrooper helmet completely shatter. We saw a knife from the guy in front of us. He was doing his checks. He takes his 3D printed knife out, which already had a zip tie on it, to tell them that it was con safe. Gave it to the guy. The guy looked at it, was like, yeah, it's already got a zip tie on it. Yeah, okay, you're fine. The cable tie is blue, it's the same color that we've got today. Okay, you're fine. Here's the knife bag. He takes the knife from it and puts it in his pocket, and as he takes his hand off it, the handle of the hilt where the sort of the cross guard and everything was, it literally just, I saw it going, it folded and it fell off and hit the ground, and he bent over, picked it up, and he looked at it, and there was just, he looked so gutted. But the thing is, it looked like it had a support inside it, but the support also broke. So I don't know whether he'd bent his hip or bent over or sat awkwardly or pushed it against something and it broke. But I've seen so many 3D printed things break, and I just can't trust it. So that's why I personally, I will do everything out of foam as best as I can. There are some things you can't make out of foam. There's some stunning stuff I've seen recently out of 3D printing with the resin printers. Man, some of the stuff that you can print with resin is, I beggars belief. It makes me want a resin printer. But I'm not going to get one. I just can't. I'd be 3D printing a bunch of models all the time, and I'll never paint them, and it'll just be a colossal waste of money for me. I did originally, as many of you know, buy a 3D printer, and it was a CR10. It was a hell of a size. I wanted it big, so a CR10. And I had plans of 3D printing nuts and bolts, like not actual ones that work. I know you can get ones that work, but I was going to get ones that I could glue onto the Iron Warrior to make it look like there are nuts and bolts and stuff on him. I was going to 3D print those. After many failed attempts with the 3D printer to try to get it to work, like just trying to get it to work, I printed two things off it. I printed the cat, you know, the lucky cat with the paw that goes forward and backwards. This was just a statue of one that was on the USB. That I still have, and it printed terribly. Like, it printed so bad. It was so bad. There was that, and then I 3D printed after fettling and fucking around for ages with this 3D printer. Finally managed to 3D print a friend of mine, my friend Brecken. I 3D printed him a ghost from Destiny, and I even put an LED inside it with a 9-volt battery for him, and he painted it up like his ghost in Destiny, and it was amazing. Best thing I'd ever printed. The lines were super close together. It was really smooth. Fuck all sanding. It needed no sanding. It was so good. So proud. So happy. I was like, I'm going to start 3D printing myself some stuff. I wanted some purity seals. I wanted some chaos stars in iconography, because I saw a guy with a chaos star and he heated up with a heat gun over a mold, like over a form. And as he heated up, it folded over and he let it cool down. He took it off and you could put it on things that were curved. It was so cool. And the 3D printer would never print again. It wouldn't stick to the bed. It wouldn't print. The nozzle kept clogging. Then the heat element went. So I contacted my friend Andrew. He came all the way down from Birmingham. And we had a weekend together, and it was really awesome. And one entire day he worked on this printer. We managed to get a few layers down. It was okay. Once he left, I tried printing with it, and it failed again, and it just wouldn't work. So I gave up on it. And out of the genuine kindness of this man, Andrew is a legend. He already had a CR10, and he's modified the hell out of it. It is modified to hell and back. He bought mine from me for the exact same price I bought it brand new. Obviously minus the postage. I was blown away because I thought he was going to ask for half, because he knew what was wrong with it. But the thing is, not only did he know what was wrong with it, he had the parts to fix it. So I was over the moon with that. So he bought that 3D printer from me for the same price that I bought the 3D printer originally. So I boxed it all up, and he said, I came down to yours to show you a 3D printer. You bring the 3D printer to me and we'll have a weekend. I did. I took the 3D printer up to him. We had a hell of a chill weekend. It was amazing. We had some Chinese. We built some props out of foam. It was fantastic. Really had a good time. And with that £400, I think it was $450 in the end, I think it was. With that total, I bought myself this laser cutter, this 1 meter by 1 meter laser cutter called Laserface. And I've not looked back. The single best decision I have ever made. I swear fucking down. I swear down it is the single best decision I have ever made. Yes, one of the diode did die after a while, though. I cut out a lot of props with this thing. And the last prop it cut out was a commission I did. And the commission was a Gundam shield on Battle Ready Cosplay Props and Costumes. It was a Gundam shield. And the guy was doing a Stormtrooper Gundam human scale cosplay, and it was really awesome. And I worked for months, day after day in the workshop, working on this prop. Man, I put a lot of work into that thing. And the painting, the painting took so long. I do occasionally look back at that prop with fondness, but also massive amount of fucking hatred. Only a little bit. Only a little bit. Let me catch up with chat. Speaking of someone who smashed a 3D printer prop at an event. Oh, damn. I have stress tested my lasgun. I did have to reattach the flash hider. It ain't coming off now. See, that's fine. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, oh, you love your resin printers, dude. I've seen you. I think you've told me about your resin printers. I think I've seen a photo of them. I think I've seen an image of your resin printers. I could be thinking about somebody else though. The thing is, I'm not saying that foam props are indestructible. They are far from indestructible. They're foam, for crying out loud. This lasgun, if I wanted, I could tear it apart. It would take a chunk to tear apart, but I could tear it apart. No problem. Now, that being said, I feel really confident in the fact that with my Iron Warrior, I can yeet most of the parts into the van. There are some parts I won't yeet. Like, I won't yeet the chest, and I won't yeet the feet, but I'll yeet everything else. The arms, the trousers, I'll yeet everything into the van. I don't actually yeet it in, but I'm saying confidently I could if I wanted to. Now, with that being said, I've made some foam props that I consider quite delicate and that I wouldn't want to throw around, i.e. both my Deathcore of Krieg gas masks. Both of those I consider very delicate because they're only made of 5mm foam, and the only supports they have are the GP5 Soviet-era gas masks that are inside them and the support of the actual mouthpiece. So those I consider very delicate. That's why when they go in the suitcase, they've got their own fabric sheaths and stuff that go over them, and they sit very snugly in their own little space so they don't get crushed or anything. Those I consider very delicate. So not all props I'm saying are like strong and indestructible and everything, but I do prefer foam over 3D printing because I just feel it's better. I genuinely do. I genuinely feel it's better. Now, I am loving showing you guys my. I'm loving showing you guys the 3D printing stuff. Sorry, 3D printing, the laser files and stuff that I'm doing. So I want to show you guys a file. Actually, I'm kind of gutted he's not here. But it's fine if he's not here. It's not a problem. Let me open this. I know you guys can't see, so I'm just getting it all ready. I'm just getting it all ready because I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys this thing. Oh my god. Seeing this file again makes me so happy, but also makes me so mad. Do you guys remember when Merlin Models commissioned me? And what he did was commission me the Gaunt's Ghost lasgun that I made for him. This is the laser file for that. And you can see it says, perfect human scale Gaunt's Ghost lasgun file ready to burn. That's how I name my files because, yeah, because I every file I make, and this is an honest truth to you, every file I make, I have 4 versions. The first one is like for example the Krieg shotgun I showed you, which is just the parts laid out to make it right and all the measurements and everything. Then the next one is the parts split apart and scaled correctly. The third one is the second file, but really like looked after and like rounded edges and everything all sorted and fixed and everything perfectly centered. And then the very last one is the actual final, the one that I can go confidently, here are all the 10mm parts, here are all the 5mm and the 2mm. I split the file up into those different files. I'll take the 10mm, put them on the laser bed, and I can go click, cut, and I know that they'll all fit together and they'll go together. 5mm parts, boom, click, cut, it'll done. And then 2mm parts, boom, click, done. So I can do it like that, and then I can stick this whole thing together. Now, that's how I do it. Well, luckily for me, Merlin was nice enough to send me all these reference images. He sent me this one. This one was very, very handy. This one is incredibly handy. Then obviously I found this one online. This one is just, I know it's identical, but you know, it's just nice to have multiple reference images. And then also the actual model itself. Now, the reason it's tilted because I wanted the gun flat, so I could actually work on the gun. Now, you'd be surprised, right? You'd be surprised. This is what most of this prop looks like. This is all it looks like. You're probably going to be a bit shocked. Now, there's some details here. See, drill to size of pipe. See, some information there for me, telling me to drill this part, the size of the pipe. See, this is what I love about these files. So, you can see the detail pieces, the main body panels. You can see absolutely everything in here. But it looks like nonsense to somebody who didn't make the file. Now, I've seen people out there with laser files who make them completely differently. They make them in a really weird and interesting way, but it works for them. Me, on the other hand, I do them differently. Now, don't get me wrong, all the spacing and stuff, I actually move everything so they're right next to each other so I can utilize as much foam as possible. But, yeah. Oh, Nate, thank you so much for sharing the shield and the finished Gaunt's Ghost Lantern. Thank you so much. Final _ final _ yeah, .psd. Yeah, exactly. .lightburn. Yeah. But honestly, this is pretty much all I did. And then I cut out multiple pieces and cut out multiple parts and then glued them all together in stacks and then sanded and dremeled. And there was a lot of work going into this thing. And then there's the final version of the the straight silver I did. I edited it up a little bit. But that straight silver, I made one. Merlin wasn't quite happy with it, which is fine because he was the paying customer. That's not a problem. But what I did was I did alter that for him then, because I've got one here that has no settings at all. So, you know, he sent me all the reference images he wanted, but he wasn't happy with the straight silver I made him, so I've modified it completely. After modifications, then I was able to finally show him the finished, like the finished knife, and then be like, here you go, this is it. Hope you like it. What do you think? And I was really over the moon when he said, "That's it, done. I love it. That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted." God, I tell you what, the amount of files I have like Spartan face visors and shields and things like that. Here's a file I was working on. Here's a file I worked on, like, I think it was like, I can't tell you actually. It was randomly one night I was just sat down and I was like, I want to make a broken shield. So I made a broken shield, and that's it. Now, that, you have no idea how easy that would be to make, because these pieces here, the actual, well, not the metal pieces, if you will, like the pieces of metal that hold the shield together, you just separate those. Cut those separately. You could even, if you want to, cut the rivets separately. And then you cut the shield as one piece. And then obviously you take a Dremel and you make the lines and stuff. You add more detail to it. But the laser also burns in these black lines, which is very, very awesome. This here is actually a hole. So this piece here would get cut out. So this piece here would actually, you'd be able to see through it. So there's, you know, same with this one. But there's some really cool stuff. And I made this in, I don't know, 10 minutes when I was just messing around on my computer. So I have an idea. If I can find reference images, then great, and then I'll take it to Lightburn, and I'll sort of hash it out super quickly, find out what I can do, see if it's even feasible, see if I can be bothered to do it, and then boom, it works, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna do that. Usually I don't bother building it. It just happens, and then just that's it. I'll never build it. But I have files and stuff here from a while ago. I made, you guys remember the wonderful Cat Lux? You guys remember Cat Lux? I loved Cat Lux to bits. She's amazing. Big Star Wars fan. Big Star Wars fan. So I made her some Beskar. What's amazing about this is it's a 3-step laser file. Now you're probably wondering what a 3-step laser file is. I have to tell you this. See this here, this empty orange box. I find whatever scrap foam I have that's roughly that size, right? So I'll find a piece of scrap foam in my scrap bin, or, you know, I've even glued 2 pieces like end to end to make a piece big enough sometimes. I'll then get the laser, I'll put weights all around it, and I'll make the laser cut that hole out, right? Once it's cut that hole out, I'll get a nice piece of 10mm foam. I'll put it somewhere else on the laser, because remember, it's a meter by a meter laser. And I'll leave that file in the corner, but I'll turn it off. I'll make the laser cutter cut out this first one here. See this first one here? I'll make it laser etch the whole thing first, and then I'll make it laser cut out the piece of Beskar. To then make it laser etch the other side, I move it to the other piece that I have pre-cut. Now, you're probably wondering, I could always do it to this one, but I've tried, and moving the file directly over it doesn't work very well. But with this secondary one, I have this in place, and then I just make it laser etched to the other side of that piece of foam. So this isn't 2 pieces of Beskar, this is 1 piece of Beskar. And I cut 2 out altogether, and super easy, dry brush. Now, don't get me wrong, they didn't look as good as the ones from the Mandalorian, obviously, because they're not real metal. But she put them on a shelf behind her. Now, obviously, I think she's moved since, so she's moved her room around. And I actually need to jump on one of her streams and ask if she still has them, or if she could show me them. But I sent them off to her. They were super lightweight. They were in the post, and they were like, is there anything in this envelope? I was like, yes, there is. There's 2 pieces of Beskar steel from the Mandalorian. So she opened them up on stream, and she absolutely loved them. And I was really, really happy with that. I was over the moon that she liked them. And, you know, and again, this was sort of easy to do, but it wasn't, because Beskar's such random lines and whatever. I had to actually trace these out. I tried to use Inkscape, but Inkscape wouldn't quite do it the way I wanted it to. So, you know, how do I know if this stream is chill without a thermometer? This is how. Ready? Right? Look. You ready for this? Go down. You ready? It's so chill. It's from before stream started, I checked, and it was -2. It might be warmer, it might be colder, I don't know, but it still feels fucking cold. I've got my metal gas burner next to me, and it is here, and it is keeping me warm. And I'm currently talking about laser cutting and stuff like that. See, you lucky people who get to stream in your houses, that's fantastic. You're so lucky you get to do that. The reason I don't stream in my house, by the way, is because I have too much stuff to set up in my room, and this backdrop alone wouldn't fit. Because it's too wide. It's 10 feet wide, and my room is not 10 feet wide. But I thought my apartment was called. Honestly, the house, the main house, because people always wonder how this setup works. The main house, you have to walk out of the workshop and walk down a little dirt road, like the dirt road that goes down the side of our house. You have to walk up the road a little bit and then into the side door through the garage where we park the cars, which, well, we don't park cars in there now, but they're where we can park cars, but they're usually the old workshops. You walk into them, then into the house, into the main house, and then there's a utility where that's where we take our boots off, and if we're muddy or watery or whatever, we can hang stuff up to dry and whatever. Like a wet room, if you will, but not that bad. It's there's a bunch of freezers and stuff in there. It's a tiny room before you go into the main house. Then you go into the house, and that's where I have to do 2 trips back and forward to take all my equipment back up. I take the PC first with the handle, and I take it up, and then I come back down for the big Amazon box that has the nice monitor and the Stream Deck and the Go XLR and stuff like that. And I would love, more than anything, if this workshop, it is insulated, but if this workshop didn't have those big roller doors. If the big roller doors, you see, because they're big round rolls of metal, like sort of corrugated flappy metal that work as roller doors, as they come down, the roll gets smaller because it's like opening out, and that way you have the gap that goes roller and then outside. There's nothing there. There's no insulation. You can't put anything there because when the door rolls up to open, the roll gets bigger and then it fills that space. So that's the problem we have. But if those roller doors weren't there and it was just a solid wall with windows, this workshop would genuinely be livable if that was possible. My girlfriend's mum was nice enough to give me a carpet. I have a carpet that actually, believe it or not, I've researched it. It actually does keep my feet warm. Really, really warm. Better than putting my feet on the cold workshop floor, on the cold concrete of the floor. So it works really well. You need a golf cart or something. Dude, I would love that. It's not, don't get me wrong, it's not that far. I might have made it sound a bit too far. But you come out of the workshop, you walk up. It's like maybe 100 yards. I don't know. Maybe 80 or 90 yards. Something like that from the workshop door to the side door and then through the garage and then... You know, you could laser a foam house and roll the tiles. Carpet is good for the acoustics too. Don't get me wrong, it is good for the acoustics, but with the Shure SM7B, I can assure you, the Go XLR Mini and the Shure SM7B with the Sub-Zero MB1 does very well. I love this microphone. This setup is this entire setup wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for you guys. So. Literally, thank you. There's nothing more I can say. You guys are amazing. Yes, it is. It honestly, Snowdrop, it really is. Honestly, it is not fun for long periods of time. The worst part is I want to do more build streams and stuff, but the problem with that is my hands get so cold. My hands are pretty much constantly either on my inner thighs or next to the heater, and then I use my other hand that gets warm to warm up the other hand, and I hold them like this, and it's horrible. But then I use my mouse occasionally, and I show people stuff on Lightburn. But I do have some more stuff to show you on Lightburn. Speaking of showing you things on Lightburn, for those of you who are really into, oh god, where is it? Hold on, before I better find the file before I start leading into it. Where is it? Hold on. I can't find it. I had it just now, and now it's gone. Ah, here you go. For those of you who are into shields, I found this kind of funky shield design online once. I don't know where from. I couldn't tell you. I think it was from a game, but the image I used was pixelated as balls. So let me show you guys. This is a shield. Now, obviously, it's not to scale because, you know, it's just a test file. This is, I would scale this up to the size I needed to. But this, for example, would be cut out of 10mm foam, and then this would be cut out of 5mm foam. Now, this inner piece here would be cut out, and this outer piece would be cut out, leaving just this. Actually, hold on. If I fill it, I can show you. That's what you would be left with. So all the dark red would be foam, right? So what you can do then is you would physically layer one on top of the other, and you would have a raised shield. So you'd have the 10mm foam that you would be able to strap things to on the other side, and then you'd have this. And then you could put whatever logo you want in the middle. Because obviously with logos and stuff, you'd be able to pretty much do what you want with, you know, hold on, here's a good example. I have logos and stuff here. Oh, actually, yeah, hold on, that's a good idea. Hold on. Let's see if I can do it like this. That'd be a good idea. This logo, for example, you guys might like. If I can actually paste it in, that is. Actually, I might not be able to paste it in. No, I don't think I can. Hold on. This is new, because again, like I said, I have not streamed Lightburn ever on Discord. Discord on. There it is. So if I just went fill, there you go. You could put a logo in the middle of it then. And yeah, I did just choose orcs because why the fuck not? Or yeah, you could do some Zelda stuff. You know, if I don't get me wrong, I haven't made a Zelda. Like I haven't done any of that kind of stuff, but you could absolutely, if you had the time, you could do. That's not a problem. I'm very into a specific Shield Maiden. Does that count? Yeah, sure. Shield Maidens count. But yeah, like for example, you know, you could laser cut the orc logo and put it on the front of the shield. You know, you could do whatever you want. If you didn't want this piece, you can get rid of it and just have a shield with an orc face on it. You know, or we could even go back to that broken wooden shield and put an orc logo on it. You know, so it's it's pretty decent, you know. It's fun. That's pretty sweet. Thank you so much, Godan. Really appreciate it, dude. Pinkthorn, you're gonna call it a night? Seriously, you've probably been at work all day. You've probably had a long day. Seriously, thank you so much for coming by, Pinkthorn. I really appreciate it. You've been absolutely fantastic. I really appreciate the support, Pinkthorn. Honestly, seriously, you fantastic. You are genuinely awesome. I'm going to show you guys something else, actually. Something I haven't actually done. This is something I haven't actually done yet. I designed it, but I haven't done it yet. But have a good night, Pinkthorn. Seriously, have a good night. Hope you have a good night. This is a combat knife. It can be made any size. It can be made human scale or Astarte scale if you wanted. There's a lot of detail and stuff that goes into it. It would go together pretty well. All the dots you see here on the sheath, all of those, there are some straps and stuff that go here. There's like a piece that goes here, which is this, and then there's a piece that goes here, which is this. And these dots make it look like it's been stitched together, like stitched leather. And what's cool about it is, because I've mirrored it, the dots on the back and the dots on the front line up. So my plan, and you're going to love this, was to get some really thick thread, like wool almost, and get a very thin needle, warm it up, and just poke all the way through all of these holes, and then actually stitch it through using thread, so it actually looks like the leather has been stitched together, even though it's foam and it's not leather. But you know what I'm like with painting leather. For those of you who've seen some of my Deathcore of Krieg gas masks, my leather pouch, and the Krieg medic bag, I have this technique where I can make foam look like leather. And you can also do the tinfoil heat gun and tinfoil ball technique. That's always cool because that makes the foam look really, really nice, makes it look like leather. But what do you guys think? I haven't actually made one of these. This is something I haven't made. I haven't actually made one of these. But I might do at some point. But that's the thing. That's the cool thing about having laser files is, you know, you can choose what you build. It's entirely up to you. That's the freedom of having a laser. That's the freedom of having a 3D printer. But if you asked me, to design you a 3D file, I'd have to tell you I can't, because it's not something I can do. You ask me to design you a Lightburn file for like laser cutting and stuff. Yes, I can, but the downside is the actual building portion. I'd have to tell you how in my head I've done it so I can put it together. That's the only downside with it. Because you can get laser files off other people. I actually need to speak to Odin Makes, who has this incredible like Tommy gun laser file, because he's got himself a laser. It's a small bench laser. It's about, I don't know, it's about that big. It's a really cool little laser. He just picks it up and puts it on the table, and it's really, really cool. But he has this amazing Tommy gun file, and I have a feeling with a few modifications and tweaks and stuff, I'd be able to cut out one on my laser just in one pass, just to do it, But the one of the last laser files I want to show you, it is complete. This one is ready. This one is absolute ready. I have put it back together and assembled it to show you all, because I really wanted to show you guys how it goes together. But for the Katachan in your life, or however you say that, I know there's a lot of debate about how that's pronounced. But anyway, yeah, for the Kachan or Katan or whatever in your life. This is an Auspex scanner. This is one of the next props I want to build after. Well, when I say for the Krieg, I'm building the shotgun, but this is just one of the props I want to build. I really like the looks of an Auspex scanner, and I want to have it where the switches and stuff light up. When you press the switch, when you press it in, it lights up, but it holds itself in. Then when you press it again, it comes back out. Now you're probably looking at this, right? And yes, I did copy this image next to it. That's an official image from a GW book that I found. But here's what I love about this. Check this out. Now, I'm going to let stream catch up a little bit so you guys can see that, because this this is the Auspex screen that I've made. It's got a little hourglass, a little open folder, close folder, and a little you've got mail like post box, just for fun. These will be etched in with the laser. The laser will etch these in. Now, to show you how this works, right? This here, this piece here, this red piece I've got here, this and the outer layer, the actual outer layer, this piece here, this will be cut out of a single piece of 5mm. Now, this will actually, believe it or not, look like that. See this? So this white piece here will be cut out. The rest of it, this will be all foam, right? Now, what I'm doing is this here. I know there's a lot of lines, but if I get rid of the lines, see this blue outline here? That is ever so slightly, only about 1.5 mil bigger, I think, bigger than the Auspex screen that gets cut out of 5mm. And this will be very gently etched in 3mm foam. Now, the reason I'm doing that, right, let me get the lines back on, is because the lines are grid references, by the way, is when I go to put it together, when this goes together, the screen will actually line up and look like that. And what's even better is, see these circles? These circles are for me because I'm going to be drilling them out before I glue it all together. Drilling it out, I'm putting electronics in this thing. So when I press the first button, 1 or 2 of these LEDs will light up. And when I press another one will light up. When I press the third one, they'll eventually all of them will light up. And yeah, I want blinking LEDs. This triangle here, I want to put a blinking LED behind it so it just flashes on and off every now and again. These are going to be actual switches that you can press. It's going to be probably one of the most functional props that I've made in a while that actually has like electronics and stuff in it. Normally I don't go that far, but I really like the idea of an Auspex scanner, and they're quite thick. They're quite thick. They're quite thick. So you can put electronics inside them. You can hollow them out. You can put electronics inside them. I think that's really, really awesome. You can give it a beep boop sounds too. I could give it beep boop sounds. Sounds I've not really worked with. The Ghostbusters Proton Pack would probably be the only thing with sounds I've ever really worked with. But this is going to be a lot of pretty lights and LEDs and stuff like that. And I'm very, very, very happy with it. And I can't wait. So I'm going to jump back to the screen. I'm going to shut down Lightburn now. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring my wonderful moderator, Nate the Chill Valhallan. I'm gonna bring the Discord screen over to here because he has been sat there for ages by himself. I say that it's because I've got him on another screen. So let's move him over to here. There we go. But yes, right, okay, let's get that back up. And also, move over to this screen. I like this screen. This is my new fiery, chatty sort of burn screen. I really, really like this scene. This scene is very, very awesome. I'm just checking now, actually, what time it is. Oh, okay, cool. An hour and, I say 45, we were like 18 minutes, 20 minutes, so say take 20 minutes off. So an hour and 25 minutes, that's not too bad. An hour and 25 minutes, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's like the ideas and stuff that I've got planned. Those are the ideas and stuff that I've got planned. And that's just some props. I have some stuff planned for next year that a lot of you even aren't really gonna know much about until it either it happens or it's in your face, because I just have some very exciting plans. I have some very exciting plans for next year. The wheels are already in motion for this plan, but I have, again, I have a need to make sure that financially I can eat rather than just make props and cosplay. So there's a difference. But again, thanks to you guys, I'm almost at my goal, and I'm really, really excited about it because we do have some plans coming up in future. I've spoken to my moderators, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty awesome. I know for a fact that there's Warhammer Fest is obviously happening, but I don't think I'm going to be attending because of the stuff that's been going on in terms of like no commissars and the being a bit funny about weapons and stuff like that. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I've gone off it a little bit. So I did plan on going to the event. I was very excited about going, but since these rules and stuff have come out, it's kind of like I don't know. I might not. I don't think I will. So we'll see. We'll see what happens next year, because obviously, it is happening later next year. But I might be full-time streaming by then. That's the dream. That is my dream. That's the dream, is full-time streaming if I can. Especially in the summer. The summer's going to be amazing. I'm gonna be able to get people over in the summer, and season 5 will be happening. And oh my god, I cannot wait for next year to do season 5. I am so excited for season 5. I have got so many names down for season 5. I need to actually start contacting a few more. I'm looking to get 10. If I get 10 people in total, 10 people would be grand. I'd be over the moon if I had 10 people. Because I know 10 doesn't sound like a lot, but remember, I am getting these people to come all the way down to the workshop to actually be here for the stream, like in person. It's I feel it's going to be quite a big deal. Well, for me it is anyway. For me it's going to be a very big deal. But yeah, by the way, do you guys like this kind of stream, by the way, where, the chill streams where I just chat shit for a while? I say chat shit, where I just chat for a while and show you guys, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the Lightburn thing, as much as I genuinely did kind of need to put Lightburn on this machine so that I can use this down in the workshop when I'm doing streams and stuff like that, it'll be nice to be able to show you guys what I'm doing. But it's a long trip to the arse end of the world. Yes, it is. It really is. But if you guys do genuinely enjoy this kind of stream or whatever, I'm happy to do more of these. The only thing I worry about with these kind of streams is that it's not providing enough content for you guys, because I don't feel like I'm that entertaining when it comes to just talking. I can talk in interviews and talk to streamers and stuff like that, and I can banter back and forth with people, but when it's me by myself, I do worry that either I ramble on too much or I don't say the right things. There's a lot of stuff I worry about. But I thought I'd show you guys Lightburn. I really hope you guys enjoyed that. What I'm thinking about doing at some point is actually creating a file on stream. I might wait until the PC has been upgraded for that, because just moving those pieces tonight was causing some lag spikes and stuff. So might have to wait until I get another machine for that. But that's not an issue, because with Lightburn you can deactivate your copy on one machine and put it onto another, so it's quite decent. It's a very cool bit of stuff that they do that you can deactivate instead of having to buy another code. I think that's really, really awesome, considering how expensive the codes are. Solo streaming is hard. Just talk about what's on your mind. Don't think too hard about it. Well, then, yeah, that's the thing. That's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to make sure that I don't, go overboard with, what I talk about. But I also want to talk about stuff that's relevant and what people will actually find interesting. For example, cosplay and props, which is what I do, But obviously, I know yourself, Godan. You obviously you're a gamer. You're a game streamer. You actually game with our very own Ranger of Krieg, don't you? You're very good friends with Ranger of Krieg, and you guys game together. If you guys haven't, by the way, check out Godan's channel. It's actually really entertaining. I go there and annoy them sometimes. I've also been going over to another channel and having some fun with with you guys over on playing. Is it Phasmophobia? I don't know what the game is. The game where you go around and you hunt ghosts and stuff. The one I've been messing around with a few of you on. It's quite fun. I like seeing how you design the laser files. Really good info, dude. Like I said, that's how I fuck around and design them. But I could always show you a finished file. I could always show you a finished file. I'm going to minimize you, Nate, for a second, because I've moved everything around, but I'm going to open Lightburn again. I'll let Lightburn load up. Don't you dare say it. No, I won't say it. I won't say it, but I could. But no, seriously, please go have a look at Godan. His stuff is absolutely amazing. He is awesome. He does some really fun stuff with our very own Kriegi boy. And I love our Kriegi boy. Harry, obviously, Ranger of Krieg being my best friend. He's my boy. Love him to bits. Right, let's get laser files. Now then, full pack rations. Let me show you what my completed files look. As in, like, let's. How would I explain it? Basically, how a file that is so done and ready to go that I could put it onto my laser right now and it would cut all the parts out exactly the way I want them and like as perfectly as I want. Let me just show you. Let me move I'm going to move some stuff down for you so that I can actually get it all on screen on stream. Just so you can see everything I do. Now, this isn't on the laser bed. This is just the way I do it, and then I move stuff onto the laser bed as I want to cut it. So let me show you. So this is how I do it. So I have my sections. The reference images are just reference images. They don't get cut or anything. Those are just images. Those go. Those I hide those. I get rid of those. They're down here. I literally just get rid of those before I start. So they go away before I even start. Otherwise, the software might actually try and laser etch like the picture into foam. As you can see here, I got 2mm pieces here. The only two 2mm pieces I have here, that's a mouthful, are the detail pieces that go on the magazine. So, for example, this here, actually. Go back to the big screen so I can show you. See this piece here? See this dark line here? This is raised. So this is 2mm. There's two 2mm pieces both sides. One here and one there. And they're both sides. And that's what they are on the laser file there. Then you move on to the 5mm pieces. Well, the 5mm pieces, as you know, are... Obviously, this one isn't the right size, but this is it. This is it. This, right? And I'll show you... the 5mm pieces. So that's what this is. A 5mm piece. The actual sides of the magazine that the 2mm pieces get stuck onto to make the magazine, then I fill in the middle with some pieces and I use my bandsaw. The detail pieces that you see there are these here, these round pieces here. The two little bird-looking things at the very top, these two here. These are the ends of the knives, the actual the bayonet, if you will. That's the end of the bayonet. That's what the end of the bayonet that goes on the end of this gun looks like. Then there's some more detail pieces on there, like the small little side square pieces. These get etched and cut. These as well. But the most important parts, I'd say, are these here. These are the 10mm boys. These are the very, very important ones. Has Harold told you that he's applied for a job at my work? No. Oh, then yes. It was you. It was you. You're the one who's recommended him for the job. He didn't mention who. He never mentioned who. Oh. Are you the one trying to get him to move to Manchester? Mr. Godan. Are you the one trying to get him to move to Manchester? But yeah. I genuinely hope he gets the job. I love him to bits. I really hope he gets the job because he deserves it. Like, I really genuinely hope he does. I just hope he can still do cosplay. Like, I really do. Because if my cosplay buddy goes, then I'm like I don't want my best friend to move and then not be able to do cosplay stuff. But these are the 10mm pieces. I'll move back to Lightburn. These are the 10mm pieces. As you can see, there's these two pieces here, which have Aquillas on them. They go on the side of the las gun here. here. This is an Aquila, and this is an Aquila. But you don't need to laser Aquilas or etch Aquilas onto the ones in the middle, so they're just blank. Now, it is hard moving a lasgun around without knocking the microphone or my own head. So these 4 pieces here get put in the middle, and the 2 Aquilas get put on the outsides. Now, originally, they were just square, and then what I did was I glued them all together, and then I would bandsaw the edges onto them, and the measuring and stuff would take so long. So what I did was I finally did it and just made it so that the laser does it for me instead. It's gonna look so much prettier. It's gonna look so much better, and there's gonna be less sanding. There's gonna be less bandsaw using. There's gonna be a lot of less work. It's just gonna be more glue, drill, PVC pipe put together, and actual assembly. I've already explained to you guys about the gun stocks and stuff. I've already explained to you about the gun stocks and stuff. Zoom in on that for some reason. It zoomed out. There you go. I've already explained to you about the gun stocks and stuff. So you can see I've flipped them so I know which one marries to what and everything. Even though the 2 outer ones doesn't really matter because they're blank both sides, but the ones with the red lines do matter because I don't want any of the red lines facing outwards because I need to actually see where I'm like routing and stuff. And then obviously down here are the 10mm pieces for the bayonet because you need to, attach bayonets. Then here you have probably, again, like I said, 10mm pieces are pretty much the most important pieces. Minus the ones for the bayonet, really. They are 10mm, but in terms of the actual build for the gun, the pieces I showed you are this piece here, which is this rounded piece here that connects onto this square here with that nice detail piece here for the magazine. That's one piece. And then this piece here, this entire piece here that goes from here up to here and to here. This is one piece as well. These are very important pieces. There's 4 altogether. There's 2 of these and 2 of these. Then you've got this detail piece on top. But like I said, I've already showed you these detail pieces, but I was just showing you the most vital and important pieces, which are those. These pieces on screen, I could cut out on my laser right now, and they would all be the size that I require to actually make myself another Deathcore of Krieg lasgun. I may do at some point. I've said this before, that I may actually make another Deathcore of Krieg lasgun. The only thing is, I don't really have a reason to make another one. I'm not, as I said, I'm not really taking on commissions, but, if I do want to make a Mark III, I guess, because the Mark I went to Frankie. This is the Mark II because I improved on my building techniques and stuff after the first one and then made this second one. But then I'd probably make a third one. I'd probably make the magazine removable on the third one. I think that's what I would do next, is make the magazine removable. Keep everything exactly the same, but make the magazine removable. I think that's what I would do. But I think that'd be really cool. But here's a reference image. It's a very blurry reference image, but I got some good pieces off of it. That's the reference image for the bayonet. So if I'm going to cut another bayonet, that's the kind of bayonet I would cut. I have got a bayonet on my Deathcore of Krieg lasgun, but it's slightly different looking to that one. I still have some of the parts look a bit alike, but it's not all the same. But that's how, just to show you, that's how I lay out the parts. So I will cut 10mm first and then 5mm. But luckily for me, with the laser space, this bed here, this actual size here, this isn't the size of my laser bed. This is actually smaller. So I can't actually accurately show you. But if I wanted, I could stack all of these 10mm pieces like in an area up here, and then the 5mm pieces in an area below it, and the 2mm pieces like next to it, and then actually lay out the 10mm foam, the 5mm foam, and the 2mm foam on the laser, and plot out where everything goes, and then cut everything in one go. So that everything will cut in one go. And that way then I could just take them all off the laser bed, bring them over to my work table, and then immediately just go to town and start dremeling and gluing and adding whatever. In terms of details, like little rounded little bits and the things, I use my Dremel, I use pipes, I cut foam by hand, there's that kind of stuff. I use the laser cutter a lot, and I've been accused of cheating. But I don't feel using resin printers, 3D printers, laser cutters, bandsaws, I don't feel that using any of that is cheating at all. But then I don't know why people use the term cheating, because in the end, cosplay is cosplay. You can do and use what the hell you like, really. So, you know, you could build a machine that could make a prop for you, and you know, you've put all that hard work into it, and you could press a button and it would make a prop for you. Click, make a prop, click, make a prop. That would be awesome. That's basically what a 3D printer is. So, you know, it's kind of weird being told, yeah, exactly, it's a tool, it's not cheating, but I've been told you're using your laser cutter a bit too much. You shouldn't use your laser cutter to cut things out so much. And I'm just like, that's the whole point of the laser cutter. It's a laser knife. That's how I've described it. It's a laser knife. Oh, hold on. Let's go back to this one. I really like this one. I'm going to have to start using this one more. I really like this one. But I am going to have to make sure that because I've got the chat box and stuff, but the chat refreshes every time, so it's blank when I change it to it. So I need to make sure that it doesn't disappear every time, because the source refreshes every time. But yeah, that's, you know, that there now, Full Power Creations, the file distribution, that now is, you know, a ready to go laser file. That is, you know, that laser there, I could send that file to somebody, and as long as they've got their laser calibrated right and they've got the right foam and they understand how it goes together, that file, you could go click, laser go bzz. Yeah, exactly, laser go brr. Well, maybe not brr, but more like buzz. Laser go bzz. And yeah, they could cut themselves a Deathcore of Krieg lasgun. The thing is, they'd have to find the PVC pipes and how it goes together, and they'd have to figure that out and stuff. So, you know, God forbid you have great cuts every time. Don't get me wrong, I cut that entire Space Marine out by hand. I feel like I've done my time cutting by hand. I still cut by hand now, but God, the amount of cutting by hand I've done recently on the chainswords and stuff, even though they're one press, like the chainswords that cut out, you know, they all cut out in one pieces. Those are just the pieces that go together. I then have to cut the internal pieces, the engine parts and stuff, and I do all that by hand. There's no point getting a laser to do that. That to me then becomes lazy. If I just made the laser cut even the most basic of little detail parts, I just cut foam myself. I just go it's like a 2-second job. But I wouldn't make the laser cut those parts out, because it would also make the laser take longer, and I want the laser to go as quick as possible to cut out as many parts as possible, so that I can actually go at it and like actually put these props together. But the chainswords, man, I can't believe they all sold. I'm genuinely over the moon. Honestly, I cannot tell you how happy I am. But seriously, it is absolutely intense. Can I ask everyone who's in chat right now? There's 7 of you. Can I ask, background music? Is it good? Is it a good level? I know Nate has said that it was a good level because it was too quiet at the beginning. Is it good now? Do you want it louder or quieter? Is it good? Like when I go quiet, you know, is it too loud when I go quiet? Like, should I? Let me know if it needs adjusting. I want it to be perfect. I want it to just be perfect. But go down. Oh, it's perfect. Awesome, dude. That means a lot coming from you as well, considering, you know, you're literally a streamer. So I really appreciate that. Believe it or not, I'm actually going to be messing around with some of my settings for the chat box while I'm here. Because for some reason it keeps refreshing the source every time I change to it. It gets rid of the chat, and I don't want that. I want chat to follow me to every source that I do. So I want to make sure that it all follows. Says it is. Interesting. Let's do that then. That might work. I might do it like that. I'm not gonna lie, I do apologize if that is screwing anything up on the actual stream. Yeah, it's good, awesome. It's just the right level, not overpowering, not too quiet. It's perfect, dude. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. I just wanted to know if it was all right, because this will become a VOD. Everything is going to go up onto what I call the Stream Vault. I've got a YouTube channel, as you guys know. Nate, if you want to just plug my YouTube channel super quick, I'd be really grateful. the YouTube channel has the Twitch vault, where basically, if you want to go back and watch a stream, you can, and you can watch it in its entirety. I did plan on editing them down into VODs, but I just thought the amount of rendering time that would take, and the PC I've got in my in the actual loft, as good as it is, it's getting on a bit now. It's not the youngest machine anymore, sadly, but I absolutely will do some fun edits and fun VODs and stuff like that when, especially when I do season 5. I have to do some really fun VODs and stuff and get some nice banter going with some people, have some laughs and whatever, and do a really cool video. I have got some stuff I need to sort out there, actually, but I will do it. Let me just awesome. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it there. We are at 37 subs on my sub goal, on our way to 50. We have had so many hype trains already. It's fantastic. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Exclamation mark, thanks. I just want to thank my moderator for tonight. That is Nate the Chill Valhallan. Please jump over to his Instagram. But funnily enough, Nate, when you make yourself a link tree, my friend, let me know, because I will change that link in the thanks command to your link tree, because Nate the Chill Valhallan now has a Facebook page. Finally, after ages of us yelling at him to do it, he finally has his very own Facebook cosplay page, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. I really, really appreciate it. You already have one? Brilliant. Send it to me on the Discord, and I will change the thanks command after stream. I will change that after stream for you. Honestly, we are coming up to 10 p.m. We've been streaming for 2 hours. I want to say a massive thank you again to Nate the Chill Van. Thank you so much to Full Power Creations for the gifted sub. Thank you so much for the gifted sub to Alfield Windrunner. I really, really appreciate it. And a bunch of follows recently as well. Iron Bear Armory, Arroz, Beast Tilsley. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much, everyone, for the follows and everything. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. This was a chill stream. You guys voted for it on the Discord. I'm actually going to try changing the source. Hey, there you go. It works. The chat no longer disappears. So that makes me very happy. Awesome. Thank you so much, Nate. Nate has sent that to me now, so I will change that now after stream. I'll also jump into Discord and have a chat with you. Thank you so much to everyone who's come. I really, really appreciate it. I want to give a big shout out to everyone who has been supporting me so far since I've come back to Twitch streaming. It has meant a lot to me. We are going to do a raid. We're going to do the thing with the raid. So I'm going to go exclamation mark raid. Oh, sorry, it's not. It's /raid. /raid, even. And why not, you know, let's go onto Twitch, onto Twitch and find somebody we haven't raided before or raided for a while. You know? This is a chill stream, so let's just hang out and have a chat while I just look for somebody super quick. If you guys don't mind staying here and hanging out, just to join the raid, just so we have like a nice sexy number to go and follow people. Let's have a gander. Oh, do you know what? Not many of my friends are streaming right now. Hellion is streaming. Mohawk Miniatures is streaming. Do you know what? Let's raid Mohawk Miniatures. I like Mohawk Miniatures. He's awesome. He's awesome. Right, I have to type his name in now. Mohawk Miniatures. Right. There we go. Mohawk Miniatures. I really hope I got that right. M-O-H-A-W-K. Miniatures. Awesome. Well, there's 6 of you here. I really, really appreciate if you guys would join in. If you guys are subscribed to the Iron Warrior Cosplay Twitch channel, please throw up your shovels. Throw up your shovels when we enter his chat and give a good iron within. If you aren't subscribed, please throw up a big Iron Within. Type in Iron Within in all capitals, and we will raid Mohawk Miniatures. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait for our Friday stream. So thank you so much for coming, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now.